What is your name?
Mrs. Convertino.
Now, how old were you in 1995?
1995, I was 22.
What contributions made by women do you remember hearing about in newspapers or magazine articles?
Well, I think in the early 90s and late 80s and early 90s and then into the 90s, I think women were making huge contributions in the areas of entertainment, politics, I would say social and cultural contributions. So in the beginning of the 90s, Bill Clinton was running for president, and one of the things that was very unique about his campaign is that he really ran on the platform that if people elected him president, it wasn't just going to be him who was going to be contributing in the Oval Office. It was also going to be his wife, Hillary Clinton, who was a professional in her own right, who had a lot of ideas about policy and the direction that the country should take, and that was very unique, and I think very influential to a lot of us growing up at that time.
Why were some of these contributions so famous?
Well, ironically, when I thought about this question, the other person that came into mind, and this is going to sound kind of ridiculous, was Madonna. And actually, it might sound kind of funny, but she started out really like any other sort of female singer. But over the course of the late 80s and early 90s and beyond, I mean, she really was one of the first female megastars. And she developed herself as a brand, a very particular brand. She could command, these gigantic arenas and concert halls that prior to this had really only been able to be commanded by bands and by male soloists and vocalists. I mean, she was really the first female megastar, and I think that these contributions were really unique and significant because they not only showed that women could do a lot of the things that their male counterparts could do, but then women could also make a very unique contribution. I mean, she wasn't just like some, male Rolling Stones band. I mean, she was her own unique product and her own unique branding. And the influence is really just tremendous. It's kind of, we take it for granted now.
And did these contributions ever affect you personally?
Absolutely. I think these things contributed and kind of paved the way to, in the case of Hillary Clinton, definitely what young women thought were now possibilities for them as educated professionals, as people interested in politics. The idea that you could have a family and also be hugely successful as a professional and also make a difference in, not only national but also world politics.